Welcome to Sport Wrap on Friday, the 20th of September, with Ashwin Berry taking you through the latest local sport, and then Ari Hohada swinging in for your dose of international sport. Let's get straight into it with the hit list. All right, after approaching the High Court with an urgent application, the Namibian Correctional Service Football Club has failed in its challenge of the decision denying it promotion to the Namibia Premier Football League. The NSC club argued that it should have been promoted to the top league after the 2023-24 season. Despite winning the Namibian Football Association's Southern Stream First League title, the NFA opted to promote the runner-ups, Blue Boys Football Club. The NCS made the urgent application last month and were seeking an order from the court declaring the decision unlawful and setting it aside. The application was dismissed yesterday by Judge Cobus Miller after he found that the NCS did not exhaust alternative and internal remedies before it launched the proceedings in court. Now, Miller noted that the Sports Act makes provision for the handling of internal disputes arising between sports clubs and governing bodies. The application stands to be dismissed on that basis. It is consequently not necessary to determine the remaining issues, the judgment reads. Now, Miller also ordered that the NCS Football Club must pay the NFA's legal costs for the application. Now, the NCS Football Club alleged that it is entitled to promotion under the promotion and relegation rules published by the NFA for the 2023-24 season. They argued that they and Blue Boys FC are bound by and have acceded to the rules by the NFA by their membership to the Southern Stream First Division. Now, the fact that Commerce Nampo also plays in the Premier League, along with the NFA's restriction preventing more than one club under the ownership of the same ministry to compete in the NPFL, prompted the association's decision to award promotion to Swakopmund Bayside Blue Boys after they ended second, and this was behind NCS. Moving on to our next story, Max Kraft and Luca Kesselman, two rising stars in Namibian beach volleyball, are making waves both on and off the court. At just 18 years old, the Deutsche Horer Privatschool Windhoek learners have already made a name for themselves on the international stage. Their fifth place finish at the Under-19 Africa Cup of Nations Beach Championship in Côte d'Ivoire earlier this year earned them a spot at the FIVB Under-19 World Championships in China, where they faced top-level competition. Now, in the background, reflecting on their respective journeys, Kesselman shared that he began playing the sport at a young age, influenced by his father. After taking a break to focus on football while living in Germany, he returned to volleyball in 2021. Now, volleyball presents more opportunities to reach greater heights compared to other sports in the country, but I still cherish memories from participating in the FC Bayern's Talent Day, which helps me even today, he said. Now, Kraft, who took up the sport in 2019, explained that he was drawn to volleyball because it's exciting and requires minimal equipment. My first tournament in Swakopmund, where I played with my brother, was an eye-opener, and it motivated me to improve. First FIVB medal, Kraft and Kesselman's participation, this is in the Zone 6 circuit, has taken them to Mozambique, Botswana, and South Africa. They are particularly proud of winning their first FIVB bronze medal at a Zone 6 tournament hosted by DTS, which was earlier this year. Now, moving on to football, the under-20 men's national football team selected for the upcoming COSAFA tournament has shown some good form over the last week, having achieved 3 out of 4 wins in friendly matches against top-flight clubs. In Wednesday's outing, the juniors defeated Premier League side Commerce Nampo with a convincing 5-2 score. Yesterday at Trasco United Field, they were brought back to the drawing board in a 1-2 defeat against Orlando Pirates. Now, Pirates recently bought back their Premier League status from Civics after the boys in black and white were initially relegated from Namibia's top flight. The under-20 team's latest results followed two previous wins against coastal teams, firstly edging out a 2-1 win against Blue Waters before taking down Sokobun's newly promoted Premiership outfit, Blue Boys, in another impressive performance. Now, the squad has been in training camp since last Friday, during which the squad was trimmed from 40 players down to a final roster of 20. Namibia is looking to bounce back at the CAF Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations COSAFA qualifier in Mozambique's capital, Maputo. And this is going to be on Thursday, 26 September until 5 October, and perhaps seal a place at the Continental Finals for the second time in 4 years. Head coach James Britt emphasized the importance of the past week in preparing the team for the tournament. I'm still working my way around finding a first 11 and seeing which player fits well with others. Therefore, I would like for us to play a few more games just to build further momentum, Britt stated. We certainly wish the boys all the best. Now, learners and teachers of Mwadina Gwanembenge Combined School were filled with gratitude and joy as they received donations from Old Mutual and Nawa Pharmacy. This was on Wednesday. Donations of sport gear are aimed at supporting the school's tournament, which is expected to take place this weekend at the University of Namibia Oshakati campus sports ground. The school has invested 20,000 Namibian dollars to ensure the successful hosting of the tournament. Old Mutual donated 2 netball balls and medals for both netball and soccer valued at 2,000 Namibian dollars, while Nawa Pharmacy handed over 4 soccer balls valued at 1,300 Namibian dollars. During the handover, Nawa Pharmacy representative Christofina Mbango said students need not only to study hard in school, but also to stay physically fit through sports with the hope of representing the country on the African stage. The school principal, Emmanuel Aron, expressed deep gratitude for the sponsorship, emphasizing its importance for the tournament. Now, Emmanuel said the school did not have enough funds to host the tournament and deeply relies on stakeholders to ensure their children are given a platform to showcase their talents. We love to see it. We're going to take a quick break before we return and dive into the pipeline.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
All right, you're still with Sport Wrap. Let's quickly dive in the pipeline. The founder of the Hardest Cup tournament, Tim Erkanjo, is inviting all Namibians to go and witness the annual event at the southern coastal town of Luderitz this very weekend. Football teams across the country's south will compete for bragging rights as well as prize money. This is one of the biggest football tournaments in the country, and I must say that all is set for the competition to kick off. I want to invite football football-loving fans to come in their numbers and witness the cream of local football. The tournament can also serve as a platform for scouts to come through and find the best talent, Ekhajo said. The event, which started out as a Luderitz-based soccer tournament, has since grown to regional relevance with 20 teams from the Namibia Football Association's Southern Stream competing. The prize money has been doubled, making it the third biggest event of its kind in Namibia, with 420,000 Namibian dollars in prize monies. The winning team will receive 200,000, the silver medalist 100,000, bronze 50,000, and fourth place 30,000 Namibian dollars. Individually, the top goal scorer and player of the tournament will each receive 20,000 Namibian dollars, and all teams will receive a brand new pair of kits. The Hardest Cup will also award one deserving student a bursary every year. As usual, the event will conclude with the much anticipated Hardest Music Bash that will see more than 10 artists on stage. We love to see it. Now, also in the pipeline, the Sports Ministry's Omaruru office announced at a press conference in Windhoek this week that 600 participants have registered for the 10th edition of the Navachap Half Marathon Challenge race. The event, with QKR Namibia Navachap Gold Mine as main sponsor, is set to take place in Karibib this Saturday, featuring participants in the 21, 10 and 5 kilometer race categories. Race director and Omaruru Regional Sports Officer Bertold Karumendo expressed excitement about the event, highlighting the growth and significance of the road race over the past decade. We started this race 10 years ago, and Saturday's edition will be bigger and better. We've planned and prepared, but to truly experience the event, you should be in Karibib, Karumendo said. Now, before we hear from Ari Hogad in terms of what is happening in the international scene, you're going to hear from Geros Urihobo, one of the best players to have ever graced the football field in Namibia. That was a quick transition from Navachap. You're still with Sport Rap. My name is Ashton Berry. I'm going to say goodbye. I promise you, you're in good hands. See you next week.
Pep is joined by a legend of the game, famously known for his powerful shots back in the day. That is Geros Urikop, affectionately known as Vetbien as well. But the man himself is here. Geros, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot.
You are a very hard man to find, hey?
Yeah.
I've been tracking you down all the way down here in Tsumeb. I'm sure many people still want to know. They still ask questions. Where is Geros and all that? But I found him here now. That is in Tsumeb. But before we talk about what is the current happenings in your life right now, we want to talk about the past. You were a very formidable player, a dangerous player, with a very tough right foot, which was feared by many goalkeepers. I spoke to Marcellus Vetbien the other time, and he said, if I could fear any player, it would be Geros, but we were playing, luckily, I was lucky that we were playing on the same team. So tell us, where did you start your football career, Geros?
First of all, thanks for the opportunity. I started my football career at Chief Sandos. That was way back 1982. I started training with them for 3 years, and my first match was here in Tsumeb against Tigers Football Club. The likes of Bandike, Grey Umatis, the old people. That time I was only 13 years of age, and I played in someone else's name for that match because they were not taking records. And I was a very young boy. I was not supposed to play there, but I managed to do my tricks.
So you played, you went into the game, and how was it?
It was a very tough game at the beginning, but as the time passed on, I get used to it, and the old people said, leave that boy in the beginning, but after a few minutes they started, hey, take note of that boy.
So
he will kill us.
So
that match I scored 3 goals.
You scored 3 goals?
Yeah, on my first attempt.
So what was so special about that game? Were you scoring from the outside of the box? Or?
Yeah, it was from far. Bandike Okhrubi knows it very well.
So
Yeah.
he saw that these guys shot at 13 years. They were
Yeah.
probably wondering what's in those legs. So after that, your career, you played for Chief Santos for a number of years. Was
Yeah,
there any other club you played
No,
for?
I started my career at Chief Santos and ended there. And the other team I played for is the Brave Warriors. That's all.
Okay, before we get to the Brave Warriors, in your days as a Chief Santos player, what game will you remember and say this was the best game I've played in my career for Chief Santos, and against which team was it? I know you played many good games.
The game that I can recall is the 1991 NFA Cup final against Blue Waters that we played 2 times. On that game, the first final, I scored 2 goals, and the second replay, I scored the only one.
So
we played 2 times draw and then penalties.
And you were on the score sheet again.
Yeah,
And then
games.
both games. And as a striker or as a player that used to shoot that much, which goalkeeper do you think during your playing days for Chief Santos was somebody close to handling your power? Maybe a keeper that was actually, because most of the keepers feared you anyways.
Yeah, I do have 3. Number 1 is Sparks Gottlieb, and then Ronnie, and then Denzel Brewer. But Marcellus was my teammate, so I can't say anything about him, but he was the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
And always you developing this shot that you had, was it practice or was it just something born within you?
No, I was born with it. No practice.
No practice.
Yeah. I was only trying to be fit. That's all.
I'm sure we used to play back in the days. If there is a guy that has a shot like yours, people will call him by your name, because I think at school when he has the ball, everyone will just move out and he scores on his own with a soft goal. So was there any time in your career where you just walk with the ball inside because the keeper walk out?
Yeah, sometimes maybe a tap in, but usually I tried my luck from far. Yeah, that was my strongest point.
Okay, going back into Chief Santos, I'm sure there is a match or a fixture that you must have enjoyed most. Every time you wanted to play in that fixture, against which team would that be and why?
Black Africa.
Why would you? Why would that?
I hated Black Africa so much, and I was born the day Black Africa beat Chief Santos in the top 16 here in Chumel. So I hated them a lot.
So whenever you are in that game, you wanted to.
I have to score.
You had to score. Yeah. Any famous game you remember against them?
Yeah, that one was here again against Ronnie. He knows. That story he don't want to talk, but he will explain better to you.
So you gave him a bit of a
tough time. Against Black Africa, and even at national training, were taking chances. Let's try a bit and let's try this and that. And even him, he was giving me that assurance to do better.
To do better as a player.
Yeah.
Fine, you played most of the times. The defenders that you probably didn't want to play against sometimes?
Yeah, that one was Tolly van Wyk and the late Saladiel Njau. Those guys, I don't know whether they were defenders or bullies, but I was afraid to play against them. Every contact, I was injured.
Oh, they were very rough,
especially in air. Yeah, the aerial balls was it was very difficult for me to beat them.
So you went on, you got your Brave Warriors call-ups, and you played for the Brave Warriors as well. So during this years, can you just explain your journey to the Brave Warriors, how you was selected and at which game, or were you just given a call?
I really don't recall that.
Mm.
All I know is that I was called up
Mm.
on that certain day.
Mm.
So, and I was so surprised.
Mm.
And I said, this is my chance to make my name. But when you wear that jersey of the country, you don't think about money. You just play for your country and out of your heart.
So for the Brave Warriors, any match particular that you want to remember and say that I played this match very well?
Yeah, that one was against Gabon. The one we have to draw to qualify for Burkina Faso. That match was very, very tough, and I was playing all over the field, defensive wise and attacking, and I am the one who made that penalty scored by Congo, so we can.
So you guys can qualify.
Yeah.
A very special penalty it
Yeah.
was indeed. So is that probably the best game you would say that the proudest moment of your football career?
Yes, I can say that. I can say that.
That was qualifying to Burkina Faso.
And the one in Burkina Faso was the one against the Ivory Coast, that comeback. It was very, very special on my heart.
It was indeed a special moment, even for the fans, Namibian fans. Anyhow, you played with some of the top players. I want to know who is a teammate that you always regard. I know there are many of them. There were a lot of talented players, but there must be one that you always enjoyed playing alongside, be it a Chief Santos or Brave Warriors.
Yeah, at Chief Santos, I had two. Lucky Kakua was the first one. I really had a combination with him. He's the one who made me. So
Good day everyone, time for international sports news and starting off with cricket news first. It is international cricket, ODIs, one-day cricket at the moment in England. England hosting Australia. They're going to play 5 50-over ODIs and the first one, it is Australia that won comfortably by 6 wickets. High-scoring game, England batting first. They scored 315 for all out. That was with 2 balls to go. In the 50 overs, Ben Duckett, the opening batsman, scoring 95 from 91 deliveries. Then it was Australia that came in. It was Travis Head that dominated. Travis Head scoring 154 from 129 deliveries. That's for Australia to reach 317 for the loss of 4. And that is a comfortable win for Australia in the first game. And the second game will be played on Saturday and then the third one on Tuesday. On to soccer news, Champions League football that continues. It's a busy schedule for all the teams. They need to play English Premier League also on the weekend. And it is Arsenal that drew 0-0 against Atalanta. And that was because of David Raya, the goalkeeper of Arsenal, that actually had a double save on the penalty. So it is 0-0 for Arsenal. They need to focus now. They need to play on Sunday against a tough game against Manchester City. That's away for them. Also still in the Champions League, it's Monaco that beat Barcelona. That was a big surprise, and it is Monaco that played at home, but it was helped with a red card for Barcelona. That was in the 10th minute already. It was Eric Garcia with a red card, so it was still Monaco that won 2-1. Then Atletico Madrid, a good win for them, beating Leipzig by 2-1, and also a away win for Leverkusen. They beat Feyenoord by 4-0. Comfortable win for them. Let's go on to golf news. It is the DP World Golf Tour on the men's calendar that continues. It is the BMW Championship, and it is the leader there is Matthew Baldwin. He's a 7 under par, 65 in his first round, and closely followed by quite a few high-profile players, especially from Ireland. It's Rory McIlroy on 6 under par, and also his countryman Shane Lowry also on 6 under par. Southern African interest in that tournament is Tristan Lawrence. He's on 4 under par. Then on the women's golf circuit, it is a Solheim Cup that is done and behind us. It was America that won that against Europe, but now it is the tournament is played in the PGA. It is the Queen's City Championship, and it is South African Ashley Buhai actually leading there. She's 65 that she played for 7 under par, closely followed by Leona Maguire of Ireland, and then the world number 1 Nelly Korda on 5 under par. So that is on the ladies PGA. And then just to close off today's international sports news, just a reminder, Rugby Championship that continues. That will be 2 games. That is tomorrow. That is firstly New Zealand that will play against Australia in the Bledisloe Cup. That is in Australia. That is early kickoff 7:45 a.m. Namibian time. And then the Springboks, they play against Argentina. That is 11 p.m. Saturday evening. That's Rugby Championship Rugby. Now that's all for international sports news. Have a great sport weekend, and we talk international sport again on Monday. Goodbye.